Yo, what's going on, guys? I've been asked to make a updated settings video since people have noticed I've been using PovaHat software. If you don't know what the PovaHat software is, it's basically a software Kovac and PovaHat's worked on, and it kind of, I don't want to say emulates, it kind of copies the Quick Live mouse acceleration system, I guess is the word. So if you don't know what mouse accel is, if you just look at my hand cam, if I slowly move it, this is my 360, right? So what you just saw, this is my, now see how I moved my hand faster, and it was more than a 360. Now if I do that, it's almost, it did like 2 spins and a half. So real mouse accel is the quicker you move your mouse, the quicker your character spins. Now for some that's a bad thing, but really mouse accel is not a bad thing, because I mean, let me just explain why it's thought of as a bad thing, because Logitech's mouse accel and Windows mouse accel, what it usually does is it keeps your sense the same for a speed like this, but if you go over that, it instantly doubles the sense, which is absolutely terrible. That just, like, in close range gunfights, you'd just be like spinning around, and in longer range, you just wouldn't be able to, you know, it's just not good mouse accel. Whereas PovaHat, which I strongly recommend anybody to try at least once, it's different. Like I said, the quicker you move your mouse, the quicker or the more spins you would do in a way. Now, looking around a corner like that, if you look at my hand cam, like, it remains that slow sense, but like you don't have to worry about it being quick with slow movements, if you know what I mean. Like, you get the perks of a high sense, but the perks of a low sense in a way, because long range, you can see I'm precise. I don't have to move much, and I can, you know, flick to targets long range, but also closer range. Not only can I track, I can move quickly, you know, with quicker movements. Now that you kind of get, or slowly understand, or kind of understand what mouse accel is, I'll get into my settings now. I will explain my PovaHat settings near the end. Let's for now just say I have 800 DPI. So I'm using 6678 800 DPI. These are my graphic settings. The reason I have texture filtering on, I really don't know. I feel like it just kind of makes it kind of looks better for me. I don't really think I need this though. It's just kind of a preference. I don't know. It's OCD. I just kind of need it. Level of detail ultra. What level of detail is, I believe, is holding long angles like this with that on low. Let's find a pixel angle. Okay, there really isn't a pixel angle. Let's say I'm looking through this tree, looking over that tree, and I can see through this little gap here. This gap would be really pixelated if it was on low. I'm not going to show you because I'd have to restart my game, but I'll restart the match. But basically it just makes long range angles and long range objects a little more high quality, which you may think isn't needed, but if you are anchoring sight, trying to hold a window, pixel peak or something, it can help. Just a preference thing again. Shadow on medium, because low you really don't even see shadows, and you know, when you medium I feel like is the best mix, where you just see the shadows the best. You can go higher if you want. Make sure you turn off lens. I mean, it's not terrible to have these on. Like, it's definitely not the best thing, but as you can see, it blurs it, and it's kind of awkward. It just doesn't look right. And there's a lens effect. If I find the sun, as you can see, it shines into the lens, and you know, that's no good. What the hell? Where is he? Why can I not see him? Where are you? Oh, okay. I'm blind. Okay, let me turn that off real quick because that's terrible. and TAA. You can just read these things. I just like to have these settings on TAA. With my brightness, I have it on 65 with my monitor a little darker than average. I only have a 60 Hz 5ms monitor now. That's probably my worst part of my setup. Honestly, I hate having the 60 Hz monitor, but it is what it is. I play 1610 90 field of view, mainly for content. Although you have probably seen me play 4.3 before, but 1610 just looks pleasing, I guess you could say. And audio, right now my master volume is 24 just because I'm recording a video when you need to hear my voice. I usually have 100, but yeah. Dialogue, I just have this really low. I don't feel like it's necessary to have it. I might even just turn it off. Dialogue basically is the volume of your characters. And also, I'm using hi-fi. I don't quite know what these do. I'm pretty sure it's TV is a mix of night mode and hi-fi. Night mode is where you hear sounds further away louder, and hi-fi is where you sound closer louder, I believe. And I just have hi-fi. I seem to hear everything with hi-fi, so I just like to have hi-fi. Yeah, these are my audio settings. Gameplay. I'm gonna quickly skim through my interface preferences. There you go. I'm gonna skim through my controls. If you want to look at them, and I'll now show you my Povo hat settings, which is the mouse Accel settings I use. So yeah, let's cut to that. Okay, so guys, these are my Povo hat settings. If you guys want to learn how to install it, you can just leave my you can just join my Discord. It will be in the description, and just send me a message that I can help you install it. I'm not going to go through what all of this does. I'll just go through the basics. This is Accel, so as you saw, my Accel is pretty high, and I also use 3200 dpi. But the kick is, as you can see by my mouse movements, it's not actually 3200 dpi. It feels like 800 because of the post scale. So post scale is basically my x-axis, my dpi is 3200 divided by 4 because it's 0.25. So if you divide 3200 by 4, it would get 800. So it basically makes my x-axis DPI feel like 800, but my y-axis maybe something like 1000 or maybe higher. So my up and down movements are quicker than my left and right movements. That's just a preference I have, because with my grip specifically, I kind of struggle to go down, up and down. So this kind of balances out between the two. Well, it doesn't really balance it out at all. It's absolutely the opposite of that, but I feel really comfortable playing like this. And yeah, so you don't want to mess with speed cap, just want to say. This kind of makes it feel like a joystick almost. If I cap my speed to 0.1 right now, as you can see, I cannot move my mouse because it's capped at the speed. Now I have to do this to get back to speed cap, as you laugh at me for doing this and literally having a full arm workout. Okay, now this is gonna be annoying. I should not have done it. I should have just explained, because now I have to flick and you can hear it. It's annoying, and I'm literally pretty much lifting weights right now. This is really how it is with 800 dpi. Okay, so these are my Povo hat settings. If you want to copy them, remember though, this is 3200 dpi. So the higher your dpi, the stronger the Accel will be. You know, because I'm pretty sure you can figure that out. So I'm not sure exactly what my Accel would be with 400 dpi, but you can just divide this by 4 and find it. Like, so if you're using 400 dpi but want to use this Accel value, you would divide this by 4, because 400 dpi is 4 times will go 3200, right? So this is 4 times smaller than the actual value for 400 dpi, if you know what I mean. and it's not the same for everything else, but you know, you can kind of mess around with these settings if you want to use POVA hats. Of course, that's an option. But yeah, these are my POVA hat settings. I just wanted to walk through them really quickly. That's pretty much it for the video. If you did enjoy it, then just drop a like. If you want a in-depth mouse Accel kind of video or anything like that, then I can go through it. And or if you want to find out how to download POVA hats, just message me on Discord. I will leave the link to my Discord server in the description. So make sure you just ask me if you want to use that. Peace.